Flat Power. Remember me, everybody? Remember Jim Lotus, everybody? Jim Lotus is back. This is me, Jim Lotus. Everybody remember me? Flat Earth Jim Lotus. The one that talks about Flat Earth all the time. The truther, Jim Lotus. Hasn't been on in a while. Well, I'm back, baby. I'm back with truth. Real truth. The best truth on YouTube. Some of the best truth on YouTube. If not the best truth comes from Jim Lotus's channel. Check out Jim Lotus, God is a Tree at the North Pole. And God is a Tree at the North Pole too. And go to my channel, Jim Lotus, my other channel. From that channel that says God is a Tree at the North Pole. That's my first channel. This is my second Jim Lotus channel. I'm back. I'm reincarnated, baby. And another computer. It's been a while. I took off to the North Pole. I did what I was saying in my last videos. I took off to the North Pole, and now I'm back. Okay? And I'm here to tell you about my journey and what happened. And what I've been going through. Okay? But I'm slowly going to tell you in my videos what's going on and teach you again. Just like I was doing before in my other videos on my other channel. I'm the same person. That same person is right here, baby. All right? So here I am again, probably about 6 months later. It's been about 6 months since I've done a video. Okay? I've been gone through a lot. I haven't had the money or the time or anything. I've been on an iPhone. Just like I said, I've switched to an iPhone and tried to go to the North Pole here and had to turn around and come back. And I got some health issues that I'm taking care of. And then I might take off again after that. So I'm not quite ready, or I might find a job here with the city. We'll see what happens here. I might retire and then take that money and go then when I'm retired. But that's not gonna be too much longer. Or I might take off pretty soon here. I've been going through a roller coaster of things that have been happening to me, and I've just been strong through it all. You know, and pushing veganism and flat Earth and talking about the truths out there. You know, penguins don't exist, and flat Earth is the truth, and the North Pole is the tree of life, Mount Meru, and God is a tree at the North Pole called Mount Meru, and we all need to get where all compasses point, which will find eternal life at the Aurora Borealis, the North Pole. That's where we need to be. And yes, I've been yoking out every day. That's all I do is work out, baby. That's it. That's all Jim Lotus does. Every day, all day, baby. All day, every day. That's all I've been doing. Working out a lot. Eating right. Got my mohawk. Got a mohawk here. And this is in memory of, not memory, this is in tribute to Flat Earth Fokker here, my mohawk. Look at that. Yeah, that's a Flat Earth mohawk right there. Expressing who I am with my new tan. See all the sun I've been getting? You notice how tan I am? That's because I've been in the sun a lot. Sun gazing and getting lots of sun in California, where I live in California. Look at my blue eyes. Look at how much sun I've got, how brown I am compared to my blue eyes here. I see a lot of sun I've got. And that's good. That shows how healthy I am. Look like a jungle boy, like we're all supposed to look. You know, so I'm doing everything I can to be as healthy as I can. I'm 55 years old, and look at me. Look at how good I look. Because I'm vegan. That's why I don't eat salt anymore. I quit eating sodium. I quit everything bad for me, all bad habits. And I talk about the flat earth being an infinite flat plane that they keep you trapped in one area only. And we're all here, and there's endless land that goes on forever, and they're not telling you about it. And Mount Meru, that's the center of where the Aurora Borealis is at. That's the heart center of Mother Earth. And that's the heart means earth, is the anagram for earth. Heart means earth means heart. The heart center of earth is the green Aurora Borealis, and the green is the heart chakra's color. So that's the heart chakra of Mother Earth, is the Aurora Borealis at the North Pole. That's the heart chakra of Mother Earth. Yes, Mother Earth has chakras. This earth has chakras. And the sun comes from the tree of life and goes around each day and goes back into the tree every night and creates your Aurora Borealis lights at nighttime. And that's why, and it comes back around each day to the east and travels to the west and comes right back to the north each day, back to that tree of life. When they chopped the tree of life down at the North Pole, the sun came out of the tree of life. And that's what Mount Meru is. Mount Meru is the Godhead, the Axis Mundi, the Godhead. Jesus is the Son. And Jesus comes from the Godhead, which is Mount Meru, the tree of life at the North Pole. That's what your Christmas tree represents. That's why they chop the Christmas tree down every year, representing the chopping down of the tree of life. Everything you do is a symbol and a representation of that in your life and our lives. And this is the play that they keep playing over and over and over again, the same play. It's a play that happened. They took the trees down and enslaved you in one area only, and those trees are still out there. You're supposed to be living in a jungle right now, in a Garden of Eden. That's what they call the Garden of Eden. Mount Meru is Eden. You're supposed to be living in a forest right now, a beautiful forest with all the big trees around you, and the mile-high, 20-mile-high willow trees. I mean, huge trees. All mountains are tree stumps, petrified tree stumps from the trees that used to be here. Devil's Tower is a tree stump. All mountains are tree stumps. Don't forget that. So that's what we all need to know, you know. So look around you and you notice that all those big cedars of Lebanon and all the trees out there used to be, Cypress Island is a cypress tree, you know. So every island is a tree stump from a big tree that used to be here. I'm Assyrian. My nationality is Assyrian, and we come from the mighty tree Assyrian. There was a tree called the mighty tree Assyrian. And that's where my Syrian cult, my whole people come from, one tree. Every nation comes from one tree. So, you know, if you come from Lebanon, then you're near the cedars of Lebanon, you know, and you're also, you know, near the mighty tree Assyrian, which is in the Bible. You can look up the mighty tree Assyrian. They call it the tree of life. The original tree of life, they call it too. It was that big. The mighty tree Assyrian. And that's my nationality. I'm Assyrian. I come from that tree. It was a mighty big tree, a huge, beautiful tree. I see it in my dreams. I can smell it now. Okay, I can smell these trees. I see these trees in my dream, and I go back to them all the time. And if you think about them hard enough, you will too. You will go back to these trees in your dreams, and you will connect with these trees again. Okay, so just let your dreams go. Let yourself go in your dreams, and think of these trees, and imagine this place the way it used to be. And know that all mountains are tree stumps, and imagine what this place used to look like. And then you can start the smells and the big trees and the big fruits that you used to eat, and how free you were free in the trees. Get back to that again and connect with that in your dreams and make that happen here in this world is what we want to do now. Get freedom so we can go back to these trees. That's what's the most important thing in the world. And none of you even know what I'm talking about. Hardly any of you know what I'm talking about. So I'm teaching you that right now. Wake up. Wake up. God is a tree at the North Pole. There is no God. There's just trees. And that's what they call God. God is a mighty tree. All the trees around you. Everything comes from trees and plants and mushrooms. And this place used to be covered in all kinds of foliage. And it was just a big forest. Now it's all concrete. They made it into a concrete jungle instead of a real jungle. They tore the real jungle, that jungle down, and gave you a concrete jungle now. Now you live in the concrete jungle, and every tower and building out there used to be what was a big tree. That's why tower means tree. The word tower means tree. Tree means tower. That's why the tower card in the tarot is represented by trees all the time. Every time the tarot card represents the tower card in tarot, it's always a tree. Look at all the tower cards in the tarot decks. Look at every tower card in it, all the tarot decks, and all of them have a tree in it. They all have a tree stump on it at the bottom of it, or a tree attached to that card, showing you that they took down the tree of life, that the towers are trees. Okay, so when you see the buildings, that's what 9/11 was a symbol for the dropping of the tree of life again. They're just dropping those towers to show you what they did with the trees a long time ago. When they took all the trees down, they have to take trees. They have to do what's called lesser magic. They use lesser magic to solidify their magic that they do. They have to recreate the scene over and over again with Christmas and everything they do. All the movies that are out there, you know, it represents the same thing I'm talking about. Every movie has it. Star Wars, every movie talks about the Ewoks and the big trees. Avatar, the movie Avatar, showing you the big trees and the Tree of Souls, and how they took all the trees down in the movie Avatar. Every movie talks about what I'm talking about. They put it in every fucking movie. So wake up to that. Look at your movies again. Look at everything around you again and what they're doing. Christmas tree represents the chopping of a tree down at the North Pole. Why is this not your Jesus it's not talking about Jesus on Christmas. They're talking about a tree at the North Pole. Okay, why, if you're talking about Jesus, then why are we talking about a tree at the North Pole? See, what does that have to do with any Jesus? So there is no Jesus or God. I'm telling you, they're talking about a tree at the North Pole. That's what Christmas represents, not Christ. It represents the North Pole trees. You are representing the chopping down of a tree of life, of a tree at the North Pole. That's why they talk about Santa and between Satan, and they talk about the North Pole. You know what I mean? And that we need to. That the Christmas represents something, a tree at the North Pole with lights going around it, like the Aurora Borealis. See, that's what those lights are around the Christmas tree, is the Aurora Borealis. They're representing the chopping down of the tree of life. That's what you need to know, what Christmas means. And you're celebrating your own demise of what they did. So you're actually, it's all inverted, and you're celebrating your own demise. It's all inverted Satanism. That's how they work. And that's how this world works. It's all inverted. Because what they did wasn't good. It was bad. It was a sin. Okay, so you can't make a sin good. You know, the person who sinned is still going to know they sinned. So they know what they did, and they're telling you in secret what's really going on. But they can't just tell you straight out what they did, because then they think they'd be in trouble, which they're not. They just need to come clean, and we can all be free, and come together and share the land and love each other. That's what the answer is, and then we can all have a lot more than we have ever had. You know what I mean? So we all win that way. You know what I mean? And just it's real simple. So I'm just waiting for us to all learn that and go vegan and stop killing animals and eating animals when you can eat a potato and mushrooms and rice and all this other stuff. Animals are not meant to be eaten. They're meant to be your best friend. If you can have a dog and a cat and animals as pets, that you're not supposed to be eating them. You don't eat your pets, do you? Okay? Do you want to be eaten? How would you like if we ate you? You know what I mean? Cut you up in pieces and ate you. You wouldn't like it. In any circumstance, you wouldn't like it. Neither do the animals. So don't forget it. If you could put yourself on the chopping block and be chopped up and eaten, then let's see you do that. Not one of you would step up and ever do that. So don't tell me meat eating is okay. You need to go vegan. You need to watch all my videos. I'm starting over again here, letting you know what's going on. And before I'm teaching it everywhere I go, and I don't know what's going to happen with my life, but this is what I do. And for right now, this is where I'm at. This is what I'm doing. And yeah, I still smoke weed. I still do all the healthy things in this world that I need to do. But you need to wake up. Wake up and learn that everything's fake around you. News is fake. Everything's fake. The moon is fake. The moon is a hologram that the government created. The stars are just drones with lights on them that to move around and watch you, and it's all a setup to watch you, like the Truman Show. You're in the Truman Show. The movie The Wizard of Oz, the map to The Wizard of Oz shows the four rivers going into Mount Meru at the center of the flat Earth plain. Look at the Munchkin Land. The Munchkin Land map, go look at that. That's a flat Earth map showing you the four rivers going into Mount Meru. Everything in the movies and everything you ever do has that kind of symbolism in it. Look at the Munchkin Land map. Take a look at Munchkin Land map. It looks just like the Mount Meru map, showing the four rivers with the X of the four rivers going into Mount Meru. The old flat Earth map, the Mount Meru map. Yeah, that's it. It's got the X. The X marks the spot. I love you all, and I just wanted to connect with you. I've been doing sacred geometry a lot lately, and I'm doing that on and I wrote a book here. Here's my book I wrote since the last time I talked to you. Here's the sun. See, that's the sun right there. That's what it is. It's a bunch of concentric circles make up what's the sun. That's what the sun is right there. It's a big flower of life expanded out that way right there. I just showed people what the sun is. So this is what I've been doing, teaching people what the sun is, drawing out the flower of life, teaching what the flower of life is to everybody. Look at that flower of life. Metatron's cube and the flower of life, and I teach you everything, what all this means, and you will know. I am the Blue Lotus. I'm Jim Lotus, and I teach this everywhere I go. I love you all, and here's a koi fish I did too. There's a koi fish in water. If you could see that, yes, you can see what the lotus is in the water, and a koi fish. And look at those plants taking the shape of lotus flowers. Everything takes that concentric shape right there of that leaf. And so do you. You're a leaf and a flower as well. You're a chakra and a flower, and everything takes this form. Before you can come into this dimension, in this world, you have to take a flower form. And that's what the chakras are. And I'll teach that more in my other videos. I'm going to stop right now for now. I have hundreds of videos on my other channel Go check out. I have over 100 videos on my first channel, and I just started this one. I don't know how long I'm going to be here, but here we go again. I love you all. Flat Earth Power.